What a soggy Saturday it's been here and across the tri-state area. Many of us getting at least half of an inch of rain in the last 18 hours alone. Good afternoon, Meteorologist Erin Ashley. We're here to track the continuing rainfall, of course, and not just for today, but for tomorrow, the next day, the next day. But I got some good news on the extended forecast. Mother's Day weekend is looking fantastic, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. So we're going to go ahead and do the thing in which I put the radar below and then the graphics I control. Well, they're going to be over here to my right. And so we're going to go ahead and start with what things are looking like outside right now. We're going to take it to the skies, of course, give you an aerial view of where these showers are at, so kind of just copy pasting the radar to my right. Heavier showers pushing into parts of northern Kentucky, east of 75, east of 71 here in southwest Ohio, southeastern Indiana. I'll show you the rainfall reports here in just a second, but just hasn't received a whole lot of rain compared to the rest of us, of course. We'll see the chances for rain continue for the entire tri-state until Tuesday. But what you see here is zooming in, showers, and we haven't seen any storms in the area. I'll start with that. Showers have been evaporating, losing a lot of its steam over the last few hours just because the showers are trekking over really well worked on atmosphere, basically saying there's just not enough juice for these showers to withstand themselves, at least for this point in time and this part of the viewing area. So southwest Ohio, if you're tuning in from Butler, Warren, parts of Claremont and Hamilton, maybe you're not seeing the rain at the moment. That doesn't mean you're in the clear entirely, but at the same time, that's good news because we have been seeing steady rain showers, at least since I've woken up today. Many of us can agree as well. And so why are we seeing the rain? Why have we seen the rain? Well, it's this cutoff low. It really hasn't budged a whole lot, and it's not going to budge a whole lot, at least until Tuesday, in which it'll take the rain chances with it, which means like today, tomorrow, Monday, even Tuesday as well, is going to include some rain chances. I will say, unlike today, tomorrow is going to have more dry time. Just by comparison, it's still going to rain. It's just not going to rain as much, and that's good news for the Flying Pig Marathon. Maybe the not best news, though, for your afternoon and evening plans tomorrow. I'll get to that in a second. It's the mid-50s. If you're curious about the temperatures, maybe a light jacket will be your friend, maybe a windbreaker. It's not necessarily windy, but you definitely notice it. It's not going to impact you as much as the rain does. But new put on a levee, the camera really hasn't shifted. I mean, what it's showing, I should say, hasn't really shifted a whole lot, if at all, which is those overcast skies and a little bit of rain to go with it. So if you're heading out to Great American Ballpark, I've got some good news. I mean, better news, right? You'll want to have the rain ponchos, maybe bring an extra sweatshirt just to sit on because the seats won't be wet. But don't be fooled by this rainy icon. I think the heaviest rain, at least for now, is over, at least for today, is over. Temperatures in the mid-60s, first pitch. It's less than 40 minutes away now. And the good news is, you can see on the radar below me, is that the heaviest rain is south of Great American Ballpark right now, and it's moving north and east. So I think we're just going to dodge the heaviest rain, and any rain that we do get, I think, is play through. Good news, right? Of course, we are the official forecasting partners of the Reds, so that's like half my job today is to be watching radar and communicating with the Reds on what's coming. So there's your forecast for tonight. How much of the rain have we already seen? Like I mentioned, some of us have topped out around half of an inch, but northern Kentucky in specific, you guys have and are seeing the heaviest rain compared to the rest of the viewing area. So Maysville, just under 1.4 inches. Owenton and Burlington, so CVG, about 1 inch. Carrollton, just over 3/4 of an inch. How about everywhere else? We'll look at the airport sensors for this one. Lunkin Airport, just over 1.5 inches. Wilmington, just under 1.5 inches. And then Batesville, so parts of southeastern Indiana, kind of just reflecting what we've been seeing on radar, in which you guys have gotten the rain. It's just been a while. You just have gotten over 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. All right, so let's go ahead and track it, and I'm going to track it pretty slowly because I know there's so much going on across the tri-state area. We've got the Flying Pig tomorrow. We have the Kentucky Derby tonight, which good. Since we're here and I've got all the time in the world, let's actually go see what things are looking like down there towards Louisville, just because, I mean, that's where the center of low pressure is like planted right over Louisville, which is good. It swings the moisture kind of just around it, but I bet you the clouds there kind of look like it's about to rain. But good news is that it's not actively raining right now there, and if it is, it's very light. Heaviest rain, of course, is east, more towards central Kentucky, the Lexington area, and heading towards southeastern Ohio. All right, so I mean, if you're tuning in here and you are at the Derby, what are you doing? But also, it's good news for you guys. Still soggy, still muddy. Bet on the horse that loves the mud is the good idea. All right, let's time it. So you'll notice I brought you to 10 o'clock this evening. Most of the heavy rain is out of our viewing area for tonight is the good news, but you'll notice it's still going to be rather active on radar, just not as active. Light rain, it'll be scattered, and it will be off and on through 4, here's 5. Here is 6 o'clock, that's when the Flying Pig is set to start off, and notice just south of Hamilton County, towards parts of Boone and Kenton, showers seemingly just try to pump in as soon as the race starts. So that's one shower, so it's not going to be really heavy, and good news is I'm not forecasting thunderstorms at this point in time, so maybe just a little bit of light rain at the time of the actual Flying Pig, at least when it kicks off, but improving conditions at least for the later morning. Now we get into the afternoon on Sunday, and you guessed it, more showers. And there's actually a chance that some of these could bring in some lightning. And you'll see this mainly happen east of our viewing area entirely, but of course Adams, Brown, Clinton, Highland, parts of Lewis, Robertson, Mason counties, just east of Cincinnati, you have more, a greater opportunity to get some rumbles of thunder. I'm not forecasting anything severe. There's a marginal risk for severe weather for southeastern Ohio, but southwestern, just general thunderstorms. 5, here's 6 o'clock into 7. Notice that the downpours are still sticking around for some of us, but at the same time, others are entirely dry, and others are actually seeing some peaks of sun. It really is just one of those forecasts like we have been seeing, just copy-paste, in which some of us are getting the downpour, some of us are getting the rain, and others perhaps the sun. So that will take us into your Monday, in which Monday is going to be mostly cloudy, and we're going to have some rain as well. It's not going to be as much as today, not as much as tomorrow. We're starting to see the showers and the storms try to exit the area, in which that means we're going to get the leftovers, but at least it's not going to be as impactful to those plants, just adding a little bit of rain on top of what has already fallen. This takes us into Tuesday, in which isolated showers are going to be possible, but take a look here at your screen. I brought you to Tuesday afternoon. While rain is possible up towards Wilmington, Columbus, those down towards Vevey, Indiana, you might see more sun than you think. And that brings us into your extended forecast, which is looking outstanding. We head into Wednesday. I do want to give you that first alert that models are picking up on some rain into central Kentucky, in which you'll see here, they try to bring in light rain into our very southern counties, but at the same time, other models are saying, hey, this steers clear the area entirely, and we're seeing mostly sunny skies. So we're going to be watching any rain that we do get in our very southern counties, so northern Kentucky. While it's going to be incredibly light, it's not going to warrant the cancellation of any plans. I'd be surprised if we get it, just because we do see building pressure here, which means improving conditions into the latter half of the week. But we do want to give you that first alert in case things change. That's what we're seeing. So I want to go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. So while most of the heavy rain is far south of the viewing area, if this were to shift by 20 miles or so, like north, then we could be looking at a little bit more of a rainy situation for the later part of this upcoming work week. But at the same time, while rain is possible south, we've got equal chances of getting sun north. Again, 20 miles could make or break that forecast. Either way, I don't think we're going to get heavy rain. I don't think we're going to get thunderstorms either. That's good news. How about some more good news? I've had many people asking, how is this rain and how has this rain impacted the river levels? And the good news is not a lot, and we're not forecasting any flooding at the Ohio River. At least not to the same degree. It's the closest opportunity that we could get to action stage, which is the yellow, and that's going to be at Cincinnati, and that's just because we're forecasting a crest at 39.5 feet. But I'm not concerned about flooding. No one's really concerned about flooding at this point in time for the Ohio River. Should things change, we'll let you know, but the extended forecast is looking very warm. It's looking very dry. Good news for Mother's Day, but also good for the river levels because we're not seeing too much of a concern there at all. So this brings us into that 7-day forecast. It is looking like it's going to be a rainy one, at least for the next 3 days or so. But at least we start to approach Mother's Day, and we do so with a whole lot of sunshine. So light rain for the flying pig, and then afternoon thunder east of Cincinnati is possible. If you had to compare today to tomorrow, tomorrow has rain, it's just not as much as today. Monday, same sort of situation. We do have a chilly morning in the upper 40s, and then the afternoon, the upper 50s. Scattered showers, they will be light. We're not adding too much more rain, or we're not adding, yeah, that was grammatically correct, I think. We're not adding too much more rain to the forecast between now and Tuesday. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, but improving conditions. Thursday, one of the models is trying to pick up on a light rain chance in the afternoon, and the other one has us bone dry. So I'm saying mostly partly cloudy and a little bit of a chance for rain. Kind of what I just showed you back here, in which areas north could just get the sun and areas south could get a little bit of rain at the same time. Good news is if you get the rain, it is light. You don't need to cancel any plans. In fact, the warming trend continues into next weekend, which is Mother's Day weekend. It's honestly, it looks fantastic. Mid-70s, partly to mostly sunny skies. The FC Cincinnati game is at home on Saturday. Not concerned about the forecast for the game, so get your tickets to cheer on the blue and orange. And your Mother's Day forecast looks like it's going to be sunny with temperatures even warmer than Saturday, just because there's nothing to cool it down. And looking at this extended forecast, guys, I mean, one could very well get close to 80 in spots for Mother's Day. So, of course, this time last weekend, I'm fully aware that I was forecasting a perfect weekend for this weekend, and the nature of what happened is cutoff low, which is a storm system that kind of just plants itself over the area. They're not incredibly common, but when we do get them, it butchers the forecast. The good news is heading into next weekend, we do start to get dry by this Wednesday, and then we stay dry through the early part of next week. And the temperatures are also working in our favor too. I'm not seeing any cool downs in the extended forecast, so that's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Nothing too cool us down, which means I'm not really concerned about the potential for storms. But of course, if anything changes, you guys will be the first to know. The time now is 6:15 this Saturday evening. If you have that First Alert Weather app, make sure you do. We'll get you through these showers, and we'll get you through next week as well. But signing off here in Queens Gate, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.